Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salatu wa salam ala Mustafa wa man nahaja nahjahu ila yawmiddin. Yaqulu Allahu tabaraka wa ta'ala fi muhkami tanzilihi ba'da a'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wadhkuru idh kuntum a'da'an fa'alafa bayna qulubikum wa idh kuntum ala shafa hufratin minan nar aw kama qala alayhi salatu wa salam, al-muslim akhu muslim. After thanking the Almighty, the most gracious, the most merciful, I'm so happy to put across the essence of brotherhood in Islam. Human being is a social being. Nobody can live alone. He needs to have people around him whom he can consult on issues which normally affects him and challenges which he overcomes in life. And a human being can never overcome a problem unless he has taken some steps ahead to solve such a problem. In solving a problem, you need people around you who could give you light on certain issues and get solution to those issues. And that's why I saw it important for me to talk about brotherhood in Islam. Brotherhood means social interaction and association with a human being, whether that human being is a male or female. Some people do call it social interaction. And in sociology, social interaction pertains a lot of things. Among those things is how somebody can live on earth a better life all along. Secondly, it might be sociatic relationship, whereby you get people from the same blood. These are the relatives living together and socializing in that manner. There is also socialization in economic world and socialization in the religious world. So our today's main theme is on socialization on a religious line. This message is meant for people who have spiritual nourishment, somebody who has faith in God, whether that person is a Muslim, if there is a non-Muslim, so long as he has faith in God, then this message is vital to him or to her, and he can benefit from this message. If we get the background of brotherhood in Islam, it goes back to the early days of Islam in Mecca. Mecca is a country in the Far East, in Saudi Arabia. When Prophet Muhammad started his mission of spreading the word of God, he got so many obstacles before him. In fact, the Arab were not happy with Islam because of their custom and social lifestyle. They used to kill their young daughters, fearing to be poor. They used to terrify people and take their property by force. They used to suppress the weak among them and enslave the free people and make them their slaves. These are some of the things which Prophet Muhammad had to fight, such that the humanity and philanthropic life could prevail. So he started preaching Islam in the midst of the non-Muslims Arabs, who resulted in assaulting him, mocking him, ridiculing him, and even beating him up and his followers. They were then forced to migrate from Mecca to Abyssinia, Ethiopia, where they got a very good king who welcomed them. This one, we learn something, that Africa is a harbor and a heaven of peace on earth. Africa is where people normally resort for problem solving. Africa is a place with dignity and with all available resources which human being requires. In Ethiopia, they led a very good life. In fact, the companions, when they went back, they narrated to the Prophet the kind of treatment they got in Ethiopia was wonderful. Here, the Brotherhood had already been created. That clique of people who migrated from Mecca to Abyssinia in Ethiopia are already brothers. Then the second brotherhood was between the two rival tribes of Arabs, the Aus and Khazraj. These are the ancient Arabs of southern Arabian Peninsula. They migrated from the southern part of Arabia to the northern part. These were fighting. They were fighting because of clanism. They were fighting because of pasture. They were fighting because of little available resources within their midst. The Holy Prophet made a meeting. They discussed issues to overcome their problems and solve their problems. They reached an agreement to make brotherhood, and it was created. The brotherhood was there between Aus and Khazraj, after which they invited the Holy Prophet to go to their place and visit them and even live with them. Before the Holy Prophet could do that, he sent some delegates from the Muslim community who went there, and after which he also migrated from Mecca to Medina. He got a safe place to stay and start preaching Islam freely. The second brotherhood was now in Medina after the migration of the Prophet and his companions from Mecca to Medina, and after creating peaceful environment with cohesion and integration among the Muslim community. They went there in Medina. They lived in Medina. They got people who are called the Ansar. Ansar is an Arabic terminology which means the rescuers. These are the people who rescued the immigrants who came from Mecca to Medina. The Ansar then rescued the immigrants who are called Muhajirin. When the Muhajirin stepped on the soil of Medina, they got their brothers. These were the Ansar. In fact, they were so poor to the extent that even one of them had only one cloth in the house. That same garment, he can use it while going for prayers in the mosque and leave his wife in the house naked. After which he could come with the same cloth and give it to the wife also to perform prayers. When the Ansar saw the level and the peak of poverty within the companions of the Prophet, they insisted that they should help them economically such that they can start entrepreneurship, they can start business. When they started business, the business started booming. It was a booming business, and they had a very big profit. In fact, they become rich, even richer than the Ansar. These are some of the importance of brotherhood during those early times. Here we learn something, that with brotherhood things normally become possible. There is ability in human being which should be nurtured. These were very poor people. These were people who had migrated from their place to a different environment. They were poor. They didn't have money. They didn't have even residential places. They were accommodated with their brothers who accommodated them because of brotherhood. In fact, the Holy Prophet went ahead and he created brotherhood, the total brotherhood among the Ansar and Muhajirin. And everyone had a brother and a sister. If you are one of them, you had to have a brother and a sister. So they were having brothers and sisters. Each and everybody had a brother and sister. If we visit one of the incidents, ugly incidences which happened in Mecca when the Holy Prophet was with his companions. This one happened between Bilal bin Rabah. Bilal bin Rabah had some misunderstanding between him and one of the companions, and he called him the son of a black woman. When he was called the son of a black woman, Bilal did not take it softly. He went to the Holy Prophet and reported the incident. The Holy Prophet insisted that the companion who had said such a sentiment had to appear before him. The companion appeared before him, and he told him to lie down and face the skies such that Bilal could step on his face, because Bilal bin Rabah was black and the other one was an Arab. So he told the Arab to lie down and face the sky such that the black man, Bilal, could step on his face. When Bilal looked at him and he already lie on the ground facing the sky, he said, "Oh Rasulullah, akhsha an adussa ala ra'sin ala wajhin qad sajada lillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala." He said, "Oh, the Holy Prophet, for sure I fear to step on a face which had bowed down in fear of God. I've forgiven him." This is a total explanation of brotherhood and forgiveness among the Muslims and the teachings of the Prophet. The Prophet was not segregative in decision making. He was not segregative in giving judgment. He did not care whether you are an Arab or you are a black man or you are a Jewish or you are a Persian. So long as you have done something wrong, the rule of law takes its course. Here we learn something. And when they lived in Medina, the Muslims lived in Medina in a harmonious way of life. Then they had a passion of going back to Mecca to perform Hajj. They went all the way until they reached a place called Hudaybiyah. When reaching Hudaybiyah, they had to send some missionaries, some delegates to inform the Arabs of Mecca that they had come for pilgrimage. When they went there, they were told that they would not be allowed to perform pilgrimage. Then they would go back for the other year. When they heard that, they were not happy, because they happened to fight in a battle of Khandaq and in a battle of Badr, and they defeated them. So why should they fear them? In fact, some of the companions were insisting that they should go by force, because these are the fellow whom we fought just yesterday but one, and we defeated them. Why today giving us conditions? People like Omar bin al-Khattab were at ease. They were not happy. They were not even trying to understand, but the Holy Prophet insisted that they should become and think otherwise. Then here was a cohort of brigades of the Holy Prophet who agreed and decided to solve the problem amicably. Then they wrote the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. The understanding between the two, it was an understanding between the Muslims and the Quraysh. They wrote a memorandum of understanding that nobody should aggress anyone, or nobody should take a rightful gain of somebody without his permission. In fact, they also said that nobody should go and aggress anybody and take his property without proper knowledge and without proper agreement of those people. Then they also agree that there should be no fight among them. they should resolve their problems amicably. And that's why we are saying, even here in Kenya, as we are preaching on BBI, bridging BBI, bridges initiative, means we are creating harmonious way of living together as a society. For the Muslims who had been on media yesterday saying that they are opposing the BBI, because of that, we are telling them that Islam has a profound ways of solving problems. As brothers and as Muslim community, we need to uphold the constitution of the country and the respect to each other. And we are saying that this is the only way through on which the Muslim community could express their feeling freely and benefit from the government. If the government is saying that it is going to create harmonious way and the way people could live freely and in a brotherly way, who are you to go and start inciting others and insisting that that should never be? We are saying as Muslims, and we are requesting that this should never happen once again. I wish you all the best, and as I am finishing, I could say that we have wonderful lessons to put across such that people can learn from us, and not that we are flexing muscles on things which could not benefit us, nor benefit the generation and the nation. Have a nice time.